Law of constant proportion. According to this law, in a chemical substance, the elements are always present in definite proportion by mass. It means that there are many compounds which are made up of two or more elements, and in all those compounds, the same elements are always present, and that too in the same proportion, irrespective of where this compound we get from and who prepared it. For example, in case of water, hydrogen and oxygen always combine in 1:8 by mass. Now, how we have got this 1:8? See, if we check the atomic mass of hydrogen, it is 1U, and for oxygen, it is 16U. But because in water there are two atoms of hydrogen, so we will take 2U, and then for oxygen, because there is just one atom, so we will take 16U. If we will take the ratio, so it comes out to be 1:8 by mass. This is the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen in water. Now, always water will have the same formula H2O, and hydrogen and oxygen combine in the same ratio of 1:8 by mass, irrespective of the source from where we get this water. Similarly, in ammonia, ammonia is NH3. Nitrogen and hydrogen are always present in the ratio of 14:3 by mass. By whichever method or the source we get this ammonia from, always nitrogen and hydrogen will be in the ratio 14:3 by mass. Now, there was another scientist, John Dalton. He gave this Dalton's atomic theory. This theory tells us that whether an element or a compound or a mixture, they all are composed of small particles called atoms. The different postulates of this theory are given here. You have to learn these postulates. Now, according to this theory, all matter is made up of very tiny particles called atoms, and these atoms participate in a chemical reaction. Atoms are indivisible. Just check this. This is very important because it is Dalton's concept that atoms are indivisible. That means they cannot be further subdivided, which that means atoms cannot be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. Then for a given element, all the atoms are identical in mass and chemical properties. Like for example, all the atoms of sodium element will be having same mass and same chemical properties. Similarly, let's take it for magnesium. Let's take it for potassium. So all the atoms of magnesium will have same mass and same chemical properties. But atoms of sodium will be different from atoms of magnesium in mass as well as chemical properties. So the next postulate, which says that atoms of different elements have different masses and chemical properties. Then fifth postulate says that atoms combine in the ratio of small whole numbers to form compounds. And then the number and the kind of these atoms are always constant in a given compound. Now, this Dalton's atomic theory also explains about both the laws which we have studied, that is law of conservation of mass and law of constant proportion. The second point of this theory, that is atoms are indivisible and they cannot be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction, explains about the law of conservation of mass. The fifth point, that atoms combine in the ratio of small whole numbers to form compounds, is point explains the law of constant proportion.